Yo, how's it going, everybody? Back for another video every week. And this video is about how does it feel to have OCD? How does it feel to struggle with that shit? Because it can be a struggle sometimes. And I'm going to talk about when my OCD was really bad. So a lot of people actually think OCD is organizing things and making sure that your room is nice and tidy, and if things aren't in the right order, like your shoes aren't in the right order, then people get anxious. And it can be some of that. But there is underlying things under that as well, which is obsessions and thoughts, intrusive thoughts that come into the mind that make people want to do different compulsions, different things to calm down the anxiety. It was a constant being on edge, like something was wrong, something went wrong, or something could go wrong. What if the stove's on and I leave and the house burns down and somebody dies? What if the door is unlocked and somebody comes in and takes my friend's stuff? What if I haven't washed my hands properly after being to the toilet and then I go and shake somebody's hands? That's disgusting that I would do that. What does that mean? It really feels like spending so much time in the head, just living in the head about anxious thoughts, what could go wrong, the what ifs of life. What if this happened? What if I'm a bad person? What if I hurt somebody? And when it was really bad, it was like I was battling in my own mind, like I was in hell in my own mind. And it absolutely sucked. Like the amount of suffering that I went through in such a short space of time was incredible, because my mental health had been quite good before that. There'd been subtle things of OCD coming up in my mind from a young age, but it wasn't that bad. So another thing is like, yeah, you can think you're a really bad person for having these obsessive, intrusive thoughts, but pretty much everybody, I'd say everybody has intrusive thoughts, but there's something just a bit wrong in the brain, in the mind, in the gut that goes wrong with people with OCD, and they tend to cling on to these thoughts. And the compulsions help to compound them too. So doing the compulsions, say for example, if you want to lock your door, and you go outside, lock the door, you go away and you think, okay, what if I haven't locked it? What if somebody comes in? What if somebody takes my expensive phone that I've just bought? Or anxiety starts to rise, you go back and you check it again and you go, okay, phew. And then another thought comes in and it's like you didn't even lock the door. It's like you didn't even check it. And you might check it again, check it again, check it again, check it again, because you're trying to relieve this anxiety that you're feeling and that's coming up. But the compulsions are just compounding it and just making a more of a focus on this intrusive thoughts that's coming up and just making it bigger and bigger than what it actually is. And so you have to cut it at the compulsion. Don't try to fight the thought, because that's what I did. I was trying to push against the thought and push them away early on. But to stop it at the compulsion. OCD can be a lot of time spent in the head. It can be a lot of time fighting against our own thoughts, questioning our thoughts of what if this, what if that, what if we're a bad person, what if I did something wrong? And it's exhausting. It can be really exhausting, but it's actually in the top 10 out of all the different problems and diseases people can have. It's, I think, number 7, and I got that from Andrew Huberman when listening to his podcast. He's got a good podcast about OCD as well. So some of the key things is getting out of the head, back into the body. That's what I find is really good. Exercising, out of the head, back into the body. Cold water, really cold water. When you go into that, you feel it. You focus more on the breath. You get more into the body. Eating better food helps to improve your gut nutrition, helps to get back in the body. Meditation or deep breathing to help ground you and bring you back into the body. Journaling help get out of your head back into the body. So just thinking that if you have got OCD and you're struggling with it, what are the things I can do simply to get out of my head and back into my body? And it's learning skill sets as well, ERP skill sets, to be able to break the compulsions and stop doing the compulsions and start at the easier ones, to then be able to start to rewire your brain, to not be so scared and afraid and have these what if thoughts, and start to be okay and be exposed to the anxious things that you're worried about and be like, oh, it's actually okay. I'm actually fine. Sleeping as well, when we don't get good sleep, I find for myself that my anxiety will be way worse. If I'm drinking a lot and then I am hangover the next day, that anxious hangover feeling sucks. Talking to people, getting out of your head and talking to somebody. There's so many different things we can do. So keep trying if you have got OCD. I feel for you. It's a really hard one, but you got this. You can help to use your experience to help others as well out there in the world. The world needs you. Mental health problems are increasing, but we've got tools like this YouTube where we can help each other, support each other to have better mental wellness. Much love, and please like the video, subscribe, and let's improve the mental wellness of the world.